Welcome.
And thank you for turning on the cameras, everybody. It's much nicer for me. Before we start, we're a small forum, so let's take advantage of it and have this not too, structured and formal. I'm going to be in presentation mode, so I'm not going to see you too much. I'm going to stop every once in a while to give time for questions, but if you have something really, really urgent you want to say or call me an idiot, feel free to interrupt in the middle or write the question and Galina will stop me, okay? Okay, that being said, let me now share screen. Not this screen. Okay, we good?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Just before we start, maybe if you can answer, raise your hand, whatever you want. Are you guys new jolters already working in high tech? Like what Galina was asking before, I'm interested. Looking for in your first steps into high tech, where are we standing? Let's start with maybe Katerina.
Hi. So I can say about myself that I'm a new jolter. How do you call it?
We call it Soji, student on Jolt Israel.
Okay, so I joined customer success course 1 month ago. So now I studied there, but before I have experience in banking field, quite a huge experience. And now I would like to turn my career in fintech. So I think that I have some knowledge, experience, understanding on fintech industry, but not from inside. So to switch my career.
Cool, thank you. Okay, I'm not gonna. Matan Uziel, you want to share maybe?
Yeah, I'm with Katerina and Lydia in the current cycle of the customer success course. We just started a month ago, as Katerina said. I'm looking for my entrance in the high-tech industry. It's a career change that I'm making from the tourism industry. As you all know, the tourism industry sank along with COVID, and it hasn't been coming back as it should have. So I'm making a career change along the way.
Tourism industry is big. Were you a tour guide?
No, a tour operator.
Tour operator.
Yeah.
So there are some startups in that field as well. So you're like, you can have pivot.
Yeah, exactly. Get the best of both worlds.
Cool. Okay, the reason I ask is because as you will see now, I also did a shift. This is why I have a warm place for Jolt in my heart. Only I didn't know about Jolt when I did that, unfortunately. So a little bit about me, myself. I'm 35 years old. Currently, I live in Tel Aviv, originally from Jerusalem. I read, I swim a lot, and I play the guitar. Not very good at it, but I do it. And in terms of career-wise, I'm currently the Director of Strategy and Business Development at Mobileye, which is, as you know, a high-tech company. How did I get there? And this is relevant for this forum, maybe as Jolters. I actually took really a detour. I started actually doing my BA in the Hebrew U, Political Science and International Relations, around, I think, 12 years ago. From there, I did my BA in the Hebrew U. Before that, I worked in the Jewish Agency as a shaliach in New York and in Cape Town, South Africa. After my BA in political science, I started working at the Knesset as a legislation consultant and chief of staff for one of the Knesset members. Then started working at a PR company, יחסי ציבור. Did there 2 years. I headed the strategic department there. From there, moved to an advertisement company called BBDO. Again, account managing several clients, focusing on the Israeli market. There, it started to tickle me that I want to enter the high-tech industry, one. B, I wanted to know that I want to move to the client side. So stop consulting like I did in BBDO, in Danny Levy, or even in the Knesset, and I want to move to the client side. So what I did was started an MBA in the IDC with majoring in entrepreneurship, in innovation. And at some point along the way, I joined Mobileye during my studies 3 years ago, where I am today. A little bit about Mobileye. I'm going to go through this really, really fast because it's Israel and you guys have heard of us. So Mobileye started 23 years ago with 5 employees with really just an idea in mind to eliminate car accidents completely. Okay, this is the original vision of the company. Today, we have over 3,000 employees worldwide, 15 offices in 9 different cities across the world, and our headquarters is in Jerusalem, something that our founder is very proud of. What Mobileye does very straightforward is basically we deploy computer vision-based cameras on vehicles, and these cameras seize the road and analyze it in real time. And everything that it sees, it converts into data, okay? And this data is then being used across 3 different business units, right? I'll show you how it looks like from the back-end side. Are the videos working? Yeah, okay. So this is how it looks like. You're driving your vehicle, there's a camera on it, and everything that the camera sees basically, or everything that we've trained the camera to see, it analyzes it, it classifies it, and it gives it a name, sends it to the cloud. And this capability is then leveraged across 3 different business units. The first unit is the safety unit, which you know from your vehicle. You drive and you get life-saving alerts telling you that you're about to crash something or make an accident. The second unit is the autonomous vehicle. Basically, we are taking the exact same technological capabilities, in short, okay? And instead of just warning the driver, we take the driver out of the equation and we say, okay, we're gonna drive instead of you. And this is the Mobileye 2.0. This is our main focus currently now and where we're heading into the future. And the third business unit is monetize the data. While we already collect the data from all of these vehicles, okay, we're not just using it internally, we're also monetizing it. We're selling it to road operators, car manufacturers, city, governments, public transportation, insurance companies, you name it. So in our core, we have one technology that is being used, okay, horizontally to 3 different use cases. As the director of strategy, I am in the data division, okay, and this is my mission to develop this line of business. So now that I've introduced myself and we understood what Mobileye is all about, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. And I'm very proud of this slide, go-to-market. So go-to-market, I see Matan is smiling, so he got it. I'll give you another second. Am I the only one who's excited about this slide? Okay. So let's start from the definition of go-to-market strategy. Okay, this is by Gartner, consulting company, one of the biggest ones. Go-to-market strategy details how an organization should engage with customers to convince them to buy their product or service and to gain a competitive advantage. A go-to-market strategy includes tactics related to pricing, sales, distribution channels, and the buying journey, usually defined when dealing with new products, new audiences, or new markets. This is a great definition, actually. Once you know what go-to-market strategy is and you read this definition, then it makes a lot of sense. But it's also a lot of words. To put simply, go-to-market is about you in point A and you want to reach to point B. Okay, point B is winning the market, selling your product, owning the market. And go-to-market strategy is about choosing the best path from A to B. Okay, and there are a lot of paths, and you need to know which path suits you. This path is different for every product and every industry, and this path also keeps changing as you move along and grow as a company, and technology evolves and new competitors arrive. So go-to-market strategy is not something that you do one time. It's living. It's a living thing that you need to keep developing. To go out of the Gartner definition and really to the tachlis, to understand how we go about doing go-to-market strategy, okay, we'll discuss about two things today, which are the core, most fundamental things. One is the 4 elements of every product, and second is influence channels, okay, and we will see what it's all about. Before I dive in, I'm going to stop for a second. Any questions or comments? Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it mostly relatable to technological product, or are you addressing any kind of product, physical or as a software?
That's a great question. It's relevant for everything. Okay. If this wasn't just a 1.5 hour presentation, I would go to the small letters of what's the difference between SaaS service or physical store, what's the difference between a B2C to B2B, tier 1, tier 2. There are differences, but in general, all of them need go-to-market strategy. And in general, everything that I will present to you today is true for all. Okay? Moving forward. So the 4 elements of every product. Every product, and when I say product all the time, is product or service, okay? Product or service. So Matan in tourism, it's a service, but we call it a product. So every product on planet Earth has these 4 elements to it, okay? The product itself, what you're selling, how it looks like, what color it is, what's its shape, what it's supposed to do, the customer experience around it, the market that it is in. There are a lot of different markets. Is it the advertising market, the insurance market, health tech, tourism, and so forth. The customer that you're selling to, okay? Within a specific market, you have also different types of customers. Are you selling to senior citizens or kids, young adults, parents, girls, boys, cyclists, hipsters, okay? Every product has a specific customer or several specific customers. And distribution. The distribution element specifies how you reach the customer. So you have a product, you operate in a specific market, and you want to get to your specific customer through distribution. Is it a physical store, an online website with the delivery chain, and so forth? These are the 4 elements to every product on planet Earth. In order for us to create a go-to-market strategy or a winning go-to-market strategy even, it's enough for us to focus on one of these elements in our product. If you can focus on more, of course, it's great, but it's enough to focus on one of these elements, okay? And to take advantage of that element and to be the best at it. Now the question is, how do we know which element to choose? And in order to answer this question, what we need to do is to take a deep look inside on our product and place it between two axes. One is the level of innovation of the product, okay, how innovative it is in comparison, of course, to the competition, to other solutions out there. And the market maturity. How mature is the market? According to where our product is placed between those axes, we know which of the elements we should focus on. If our product is very innovative or disruptive, okay, it's changing the market, but we operate in a mature market, then we should focus on the element of the market. You will see what I mean as we move forward. I have a lot of examples. If my product has low level of innovation, okay, it's same but different, it's a little bit better, it's maybe pink instead of green, and I operate in a mature market, then I focus on distribution. If I have a low level of innovation, and I operate in a young market, undeveloped market, I want to focus on the customer. And if I'm very innovative and I operate in a young market, okay, like let's say a startup, a cool startup, I want to focus on the product. And around these elements, I will build my go-to-market strategy. Now, let's better understand what these axes say, and then I'll give you examples.
Sorry, can you repeat the last one? Verb being innovative in an immature market?
Yeah, if you're very innovative in an immature market, you want to focus on the product in your go-to-market strategy. What it means, we will see through examples, okay? But let's first understand the axis, okay? So the innovation, we ask ourselves, how innovative is our product? So about innovation, the first thing we need to understand that there are 4 dimensions to innovation, meaning 4 dimensions through which you can be innovative. And it's enough that you're innovative in one of them in order to call yourself disruptive or innovative. Business model-wise, technology-wise, operational or distribution model-wise, and usability. I'll give some examples to each one of them. So in terms of business model, we can give, for an example, on one hand, okay, 30 years ago, there was a video rental store called Blockbuster who dominated around 80% of the global market. And it offered a pay-per-purchase video renting model. You enter a store, you choose a video cassette or a CD, and you rent it for a few days. The more you rent, the more videos you take, the more you pay, okay? And then came along a competitor. Do you guys know who's the competitor? Just
Netflix?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, Netflix. But I'm not talking about today's Netflix. I'm talking about the 20 years ago Netflix, okay? Without an online website that you can stream to your TV. Netflix pretty much offered the same thing, only instead of purchase model, it offered a license model. You pay a fixed price of $14 and you can watch as many movies as you want. This was the innovation around it. It had other innovations, but I want to focus on the business model. In terms of technology, I'm going to run through this. On one hand, we've got the original solution that we know of. This could be any car manufacturer, Toyota, BMW, Hyundai, Mazda, yada, yada, who originally sold us cars that run on fuel or gas, okay? And then came Tesla, with the electric battery. Okay, this is how Tesla is innovative through technology. If we look at distribution model, then we can talk about one hand, Stimatsky, that offer physical stores where you can go and buy books. Okay, you have to go to the store and you're limited to the supply that exists in that store. And on the other hand, who's the competitor?
Kindle by Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, the biggest online store, started as a online bookstore and said, in terms of distribution, don't come to my store, okay? Go online, choose a book, I will order it, and then I will ship it to you, okay? So there's no limitation. They saved on costs because they don't need to pay salaries, they don't need to rent stores, and so forth. Usability, I'll give you a very simple example. On the one hand, the SMS, who allowed us traditionally to do one-on-one texting, and then came along WhatsApp, that if now I ignore the technological dimension, in terms of usability, it took exactly the same product, but it told you, use it differently, okay? Formalized groups. And then actually came also Telegram that even added more usability features. So these are the dimensions of innovation that you can be innovative in each one of these dimensions. In terms of market maturity, when we look at market maturity, we look at three different aspects. The competitive landscape, meaning how many competition, what's the status of the competitors, how many are they, how big they are, how well known they are, etc. Awareness and education, okay, how educated is the market for the need that you are trying to answer. And perception, is your solution considered to be a must-have or a nice-to-have, or like VCs want to call it, a vitamin, okay? Is it a life-saving cure or is it a vitamin? And let's give some examples for that. In terms of competitive landscape, on one hand, a very mature market. TIR, are you familiar with TIR? TIR is the newest, latest electric scooter company that entered Tel Aviv. Okay, think about this market, how crowded it is. Think about how many apps of scooters you already have on your phone. Think about the small parking space that they need now to enter. So TIR entered a very crowded market. On the other hand, space tourism. Matan, if you want to maybe look for staying in tourism, the newcomer is space tourism. Blue Origin, okay, is now publishing tickets that you can buy for $15,000 for flights to space that will start to be go online 2 years from now. But a very young market. In terms of awareness and education, on the one hand, we can look at the sports market, Nike, okay? Everybody today in the Western world know that it's healthy to do sports, okay? If Nike would have been born today, its slogan wouldn't have been just do it, because people already just do it. They know that sports is an inherent part of life. They don't need to educate the market. On the other hand, Vita sells only 100% recyclable clothes from recyclable fabric and materials, okay? And this is what makes them also more expensive. And this is their value offering, that their footprint. And this is an uneducated market, okay? Not everybody still are aware of where their shirt is being manufactured and the pollution around manufacturing the shirt. So they operate in a young, uneducated market. In terms of perception, a must-have, we can look at wireless headphones, okay? Today, and this is important, this is why it's called perception, because it's not really a must-have product, but it's perceived to be a must-have product. Today, kill me and I won't go with a wire-based headphones. It's not comfortable. People will make fun of me. You know, I cannot work like this. On the other hand, virtual reality goggles, okay, for gamers. Today, it's still a nice to have product. A lot of gamers can play. If they use it, they say, wow, it's a phenomenal experience. It's amazing, but it's still not rooted. It's not a must-have product in order for me to enjoy the gaming experience. So I'm going back to the access, okay? Once I've understood where my product is, I know which element I want to focus on. Now, what does this mean if I focus on each one of them? So let's say I am a very disruptive solution and I operate in a mature market. What I want to do is redefine the market standards. Okay, my challenge here is that I'm operating in a market that the set of expectations of my consumers is already defined. The level of quality is already defined. And I need to come to my consumers and show them that what they're used to is not good enough. That the products that they're using today, excuse my language, is shit. Okay? I need to turn over the table on everything that they know. Twist the way they look at things. Okay? So redefine the market standards. A company that needed to do that and did it very well. Again, can you guess? Netflix.
Where?
Netflix. Okay, Netflix, again, Netflix of 20 years ago. They were disruptive in terms of business model, you remember, but they joined a very, very crowded market, ruled by Blockbuster. So their challenge was to redefine the market standard. And this is exactly what they did. I'll give you an example with commercial. This is what we'll do today. We look at commercials because they, in some way, give us a look inside the go-to-market strategy. So this is a commercial by the original Netflix. And when you look at it, think of how they try to redefine the market, redefine the expectations.
This is a better way to rent movies. As many as you want for only $17.99 a month and no late fees. Go to Netflix.com, make a list of the movies you want to see, and in about one business day, you'll get 3 DVDs. Keep them as long as you want, without late fees. Then when you're done, look, prepaid envelopes. Return one, and they'll send you another movie from your list. It's easy. Netflix. All the movies you want, only $17.99 a month, and no late fees.
Okay, so what they do here, when I say redefine the market, you will see that companies in that square will always intentionally compare themselves to the competition and stress how they're different, okay? And show how the reality that we're used to now is unacceptable. Like coming to the store when it's too late and it's just closed and paying a fee. Okay, and they stressed this, and this was an entire campaign. They did it over 3 years until they changed the expectation of the market. And people say, wow, driving to a Blockbuster store, idiotic. Okay, I can just go and order it.
This is a better way to...
Another company that did it very well, okay, and again, I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about already 20, 30 years ago. Apple, okay? Apple did a phenomenal job in redefining the market standards. Before Apple, if you remember, it didn't really matter which laptop you buy. Not really. You buy an HP, a Lenovo. If you're a regular consumer, I don't even remember the other names. There were some, anyway, all of them were an Intel-based chip, okay? And then came Intel. And then came Apple and redefined completely what you expect from a PC, from a laptop, in terms of design, in terms of bitsuim, forgot the word, okay? In terms of user journey and comfort, ease of use, made you think about things that completely weren't on the table. And we'll see some examples to that. Apple, when it launched the first Macintosh, went through a series of 58 different commercials that all they did is highlight the things that we're already used to in PC and why those things are terrible. So let's see an example.
Hello, I'm a Mac. Hello, I'm a PC. We have a lot in common these days. We both run Microsoft Office. We share files. It's great. We just get along. PC. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm a PC. Okay, we're past that. We can be on that. Yeah, I had to restart there. You know how it is. No, actually, I don't. Oh, what? Macs don't have to. Had them and we lost them. I'm gonna go get IT. Keep an eye on it.
I just love that. Let's see another one. Okay, there's 58 of these. If you want, you can look at it on YouTube.
Hello, I'm a Mac. Hello, I'm a PC.
Look at this one.
Hello, I'm a Mac, and I'm a PC. And I feel inadequate. Okay. PCs get viruses. We can't do as much out of the box. It's so hard.
Mac, why don't you say something positive about PC?
Okay, easy. PC, you are a wizard with numbers and you dress like a gentleman.
PC?
Well, Mac, I guess you are a little better at creative stuff. Thank you. Even though it's completely juvenile and wasting time.
Maybe you should come in twice a week.
Okay, so again, see how they compared themselves to the existing competition and showed you exactly the reality that you're used to, the computer getting stuck, okay? The fact that if you're an artist, you can do basic elementary things with it. And as I said, 58 of these commercials, every feature on PC that sucks went through a commercial on that. And today, if you want to buy a good computer and you're not limited budget-wise, you're going to go for a Mac because they redefine the market standard.
Hello.
Questions so far? Comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if you'll explain it, but how did you use this strategy in Mobileye? How did you apply it? Like, what in the elements, what your marketing was based on?
That is a great question that we need like an hour for that. But first, we won't answer that because I want to finish the flow. But as we go, I challenge you to think, first of all, where in these axes Mobileye was 20 years ago and where it is now and where it is going to be, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Because I'll give you a hint. I'm not sure that Mobileye is, or at least was in this quarter.
Yeah, but I mean, in what element you based on it? It was a product distribution.
So so you know that we build autonomous vehicles, okay?
Yeah.
Now you need to ask yourself, okay, how crowded is the market? How many competition we have? Try to understand which element we focused on.
It depends on how you define the market, right? If you define the market as autonomous vehicles, then it's a younger market. If you define it as vehicles, then it's a very mature market with really crowded. So it really depends on how you define the sector, right?
Right. But we won't define it as vehicles because we don't manufacture vehicles. But your point is a terrific point because a lot of times companies, okay, or strategists define their market wrong. That's either they define it too broad, okay? They open up an ice cream on Dizengoff and they say that they're in the food market, which is nice, okay? But maybe they can find other more narrow definitions to their markets like sweets, okay? Or summer related sweets, The more focused you are in your market definition, then the more easy for you and the more clear your go-to-market strategy is. But we're not in the vehicle market because we don't manufacture vehicles. Okay? So let's talk about distribution. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to finish all, but that's good. Galina's going to send you the presentation, and you can email me. Let's talk about distribution. You're operating in a very mature market, and your product is not innovative in any sense, not business-wise, not distribution-wise, not technology-wise. What do? You focus on distribution. What does it mean to focus on distribution? It means that the three tools that you need to use are competitive pricing, ease of access, and top of mind marketing. Okay? Competitive pricing, ease of access. Ease of access means that you need to make sure that it's the easiest in the world to use your product. Easiest in the world in terms of physical proximity to you or in terms of user journey and clarity. Okay, in every aspect, your product is the easiest product to use in the world, in that market. And top of mind, which means that you need to spend a lot. That needs to be part of your strategy. You need to spend a lot of money and time and thinking on marketing. When I think about taking a taxi, I need to make sure that you need to make sure that I think of Get and not Yango. Okay, this is top of mind. And you need to spend a lot of money on this if we operate in a mature market, because there are a lot of competitors.
You're lucky because I work in Yango Taxi. We can talk about it if you want.
Who's that?
Hey, my name is Ofri. I don't know if you see me.
Wait, I don't see it.
Yeah, I work in Yango Taxi in business development, and this is the exact things that we're talking about day to day.
So you can talk to me about this. A dear friend of mine is Erez.
Nice man.
You know Erez Vega?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're also some sort of a competitor of ours. So maybe Galina, take him out of the presentation. I told you no competitors.
Matter of autonomous cars.
No, you're not really competitors. You're not there.
All right.
No, I have to be proud, of my unit. Okay, so distribution. Competitive pricing, ease of access, and top of mind. An example to a company that did it or is doing it now, okay, is here, okay, the newest electric scooter that entered Tel Aviv. It operates in a very mature market. It's not innovative, okay? It's essentially the same scooter as Bird, as Lime, as Wind, okay? It's parked in the same place. And their challenge is that when you come to a parking space, you choose them and not another scooter. And it can't be sporadic. It can't be based on the fact that they will have a scooter there with enough battery to take you to Jaffa. If it's based on that, they will go bankrupt. They need to find ways, okay, to highlight themselves. So competitive pricing, ease of access, top of mind. An example for what they did really, you see here, they were the last scooter company that joined Tel Aviv. And really, they were the first to allow for a free ride. And they didn't do it by accident, okay? Here, you see a table of pricing. And you see a perfect correlation between the price of a ride and when the company joined the market. So Bird came first. They were a monopoly. And of course, there are pricing strategies. They couldn't charge whatever they want, but we know today that Bird are the most expensive ones, okay? They're top of mind. They're in every phone because they were the first. And as Wind came, and Lime, and Tier, and Dot, they needed to drop the price, okay? To play on competitive pricing. They spent money on commercials. And in terms of ease of access, they are working relentlessly on having more scooters in the street than any other competitor. Okay, they just want to make it easy for you to choose them because they're going to be everywhere. They also expanded the hours that they work a day. You will see, if I'm not mistaken, Bird and Lime or Bird and Wind, they stop operate at midnight. Okay, don't catch me on the exact hour. And the latecomers decided that they're going to run in the late hours of the night. Okay, this is not by accident. This is part of the go-to-market strategy because of the fact that they are here. Okay. Now let's talk about this quarter, the customer. Again, you're same but different, but you operate in a very young market, young or area, okay, undeveloped market. What does it mean to focus on the customer? First of all, let's describe what does it mean to be a product or a service that is same but different and operates in a young market. An example for that is a startup, okay, that wants to take an existing solution and apply it to a different market. For example, LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn took the concept of social networks, which was very, very, very well known, but wanted to apply it with really little innovation. It wanted to apply it to the job-seeking market, to the professional market. Okay, this is what they did. If you're in this quarter, oh, actually, there's another example here that I want to show you about Netflix. Excuse me, I'm going to go back. It's because it's interesting. Netflix, my point here is that Netflix today, not 20 years ago, Netflix today actually is here, if you notice it. They're not innovative anymore. There's Apple TV, there's Hulu, there's Disney, there's Amazon TV, okay? And Netflix cannot redefine the market standards today. They're operating within existing market standards in the online streaming service. And this is why this is Netflix go-to-market today, okay? They're always playing the price game. And now they're even launching ads-based plan that if you watch commercials, you don't pay anything. Okay, this is a result of them today being here instead of being here. You see my mouse, right, Galina? Just nod yes. Yeah, okay. This is the direct result of this, of Netflix moving from here to here. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the customer. So if you're in the customer square, what you wanna do is adopt a very defined specific niche, engage with it in a very high level, create a community around your product, and then become an expert. Okay, you need to become an expert about the needs and pain points and character of the users that you want to approach. A company that did it very well, there aren't a lot of examples to this, okay? A company that did it very well is Twitch. I don't know if you're familiar with it. We're too old for this, most of us, definitely me, okay? Twitch took the concept, again, like I said with LinkedIn, Twitch took the concept of social network, but wanted to focus on gamers, okay? Very little change, they're very similar or were similar originally to Facebook. They had no innovation to them, but the idea of gaming communities, okay? This is before what we know now of, what's the name of the game that the kids play? Minecraft. Okay, this is before all of these communities. What Twitch did, and they did a phenomenal job here, is that they created this community. They created events. They created online communities. They did surveys. Okay, they launched around 4 surveys a day on their website. And through that, they created engagement with the customers and they learned their needs. And when this market was born and grew, their loyalty belonged to Twitch. In fact, here we see some examples. Online meetings, physical events, an international convention of Twitch members, okay, survey. In fact, Twitch, when they launched, were the #1 company in the world of in engagement ratio with their users. Okay, this is how they built themselves and grew. And from the feedback, they build a product. Another example is a commercial of Twitch. Look at them. They're not even talking about the product. Look at this commercial. No product. Now, if I show you this commercial and you haven't heard of Twitch, you would have no idea what the company does. No idea. It just shows you a bunch of gamers and people play Minecraft, okay? Because the focus is not about the product. The focus is about the customer, the user. It's about creating loyalty. And the fourth quarter, if you have a disruptive or innovative solution, but you operate in a young market, what you want to do is that you want to create a need or a pain among your users, okay? You want to educate or you want to tell your customers that they have a pain that they're not aware of. Or in the words of Steve Jobs, okay, when he came back to Apple, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Because people told them, why are you wasting so much time, money, and effort on pretty laptops? You know, who cares? And he knew people would care. And he created a need in a market or around a need that didn't exist. An example for this would be Dropbox, okay? Dropbox came with a solution, a very well-defined solution. It was very disruptive and innovative because it didn't exist before. It was based on cloud that was new, online storage that was new, sharing of documents that was new. The problem is people didn't even knew that it was missing in their life because they didn't think about what they didn't know. So let's look at how a commercial of Dropbox, and look at the commercial. They're actually, it's like Inception. They're planting a need in your head.
You've been there. You're about to buy lunch and realize your wallet is in your other pants. Or maybe you left your keys at home. The problem is organization. You need one place for everything, like a magic pocket. Putting something in the magic pocket means it's always there, no matter what you wear or where you are. The same thing is true for computers. If you have more than one, keeping track of all of your files can be a pain. Solving this problem is one of the big ideas behind Dropbox. It's like a magic pocket, a single, secure place for all of your stuff. Let's meet Josh, who is preparing for a big trip to Africa. Right now, all of his trip info is spread across his laptop, desktop, and phone. He needs to consolidate it all and is tired of having to email files to himself or move them around with a USB drive. Then he found Dropbox, which creates a new kind of folder on his computers. These folders work hard to be exactly alike, even across Macs and PCs. By adding his itinerary to his laptop Dropbox, he can be sure this.
Okay, I'm going to skip it. Look at how they start. They start with what you know. Remember that this is 15 years ago. They start with what we know. People losing their keys. This is something that we can identify with. A person losing his wallet. And then they take what you're familiar with and they take you to their world and introduce you to a pain that you didn't know exists in your life. And they did it very well. And they created a market, actually. So based on where you are, I'm going to run through this again. Based on where you are, you choose the element in your product that you have a chance to win with, that you need to focus your go-to-market strategy around it, okay? Before we move to influence channels, any questions, comments?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Regarding team, why would you want to enter?
Regarding what, sorry?
Teal.
Yeah.
The company. Why would you like to enter a market that it's already crowded to begin with? And you know, to begin with, that your profit will be lower and you lower the profits of your other competitors as well.
It's a great question. There could be several reasons for that. One is that they have bigger plans in mind that we're not aware of. Okay. Maybe they're actually, it's a strategical asset that they're actually want to just collect data from the scooters for another business that they have. Second, maybe they believe that they can do something different or introduce something innovative that we haven't seen. Third, they're wrong. You know, they worked on it for 5 years. They didn't want to look in the mirror and say too late, and they went for it anyway. We will see. If you remember, there was a scooter company sponsored by Miki Berkovich or Eyal Berkovich.
Yeah, it was Lime.
It was Lime. So what happened?
Leon.
And they closed. Okay, they went for the top of mind factor. They brought a celebrity. In terms of top of mind strategy, it was the wrong celebrity, because why would Berkovich? But never mind. It's a fair question. We'll have to wait and see.
Thanks.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
When you spoke about the market, I guess you focused only on your customers, on your target audience, right? This is my initial question. I'm just wondering about my own company, where our customers basically not really exist yet, or they don't know they exist yet because of the innovation. However, our sellers, the people we get our raw materials from, are operating in a very, very traditional market. And we're trying to get them to see us in a different way. And they don't know how to perceive us. So is it possible for a market to be on certain aspects immature and on other aspects very mature? Or can you help me understand more precisely what you, maybe I didn't understand exactly what you meant when you said market.
No, it's a good question. I think it will be, first of all, you're welcome to talk to me afterwards about your specific company if you want. No worries. Maybe it will help me to answer more specifically. Let's go to the example of Mobileye, okay? Mobileye entered a very, very, very mature, well-defined market, like you said, automotives, with zero innovation there. Okay, the manufacturers, they're like 80 years old factories who know how to operate. they're actually afraid of autonomous technology a lot of times. And the potential to show innovation there is very, very little. However, we are not working only in the automotive industry. We went for niche markets within the automotive industry, okay? We like the insurance market, that we reduce accidents. So when we went about this in Israel, for example, we focused a lot on insurance, okay? Today, when you have a Mobileye in your vehicle, you get to register your car for free. Okay, and you get a discount on your insurance. So we saw ourselves as a company operating in the insurance market, actually, in Israel, in the beginning. You want to tell us maybe what your company does, and then I can answer you more specifically, because I'm not sure. It's hard for me like this.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, thank you. And I'm apologizing for being in my car. It was a very hectic day at work today. So I'm working in a clean tech company that develops a really innovative way of recycling plastic waste.
Okay.
What we do is we make new petrochemical products from plastic waste, and everybody else is doing plastic from plastic. So nobody really understands, kind of legislators, customers, the people who sell waste, sorters and manufacturers. They don't really understand what we do because we're so unique. From one end, we need to offer industries, a new, cleaner, more sustainable alternative to crude oil. But the people we purchase our plastic waste from are operating in the traditional, very old school, very low-tech recycling sector.
But you buy the plastic from them. What do you care what they think? You pay them.
Because of the way they do business. They do business in a very traditional kind of old school way. And we have certain requirements, and they don't know what to think about us.
Yeah, but you are their client, so it's a whole set of other tools that you should use. Okay, negotiation tools, leverage tools. You need some education there, of course. Let's talk about this. Let's take this offline, because I don't want to. But it's
sure, no problem. I know it's a really specific question. This is why I didn't want to answer to ask it.
But no, it's I love your question. But just in short, it's not the same. The people that you're selling to and the people that you're buying from. There are challenges to work with people that you're buying from, that they're old and irrelevant and don't understand your industry. But it's a different set of tools.
I understand. Okay, thanks.
You're most welcome.
We have another question, I assume. Yeah, Eli.
Yeah.
Maybe just my personal opinion from what I've seen, from a lot of companies, but I feel like every company want to dominate in every aspect of this table. Like every company wants to rule the market with a good product and with a good disruption and customer. So, like for example, Apple, they don't only focus on the market, they focus on the product and they focus on the customer and they focus on whatever the hell. So this is my question. Like, how can you say like a specific company wants to focus on a specific vector?
Yeah, thank you. So you're right. And I said in the beginning, if you can win in all four elements, then go and do it. But not all companies have the resources of Apple. And go-to-market strategy is all about priority. and focus, because you have limited time, you have limited budget, and wheels are turning fast. Technologies are changing, new startups are going to come and bite you in the ass, and you need to know all the time. It's called the Hedgehog Concept. Okay, I can also send you a link about this. Hedgehog Concept means that every day you need to wake up and ask yourself, in short, okay, what can you be the best in the world at? Which element you have the most chances to be the best in the world at? And focus on that. And if you have more resources, more time, or you believe you have more advantage in other elements, then go about and do that as well. I can tell you examples. I don't have it in mind now, but a lot of companies also think that they dominate in all those elements, but actually they waste a lot of time. And if they would focus their effort only on markets, or only on products, or only on distribution, their results would be much better.
On a niche.
Or a lot of times, I think the hardest part in our job is to say no. There's always a feeling of money on the table, you know? The Chinese market, oh my God, we have to enter the Chinese market. It's 2 billion people. They show you numbers and potential. But if you take a good look in the mirror, you will understand that actually you have no advantage penetrating the Chinese market. Today, there was a story about Fox Group, Ariel Wiesel, that they started working with Foot Lockers 3 years ago. Great article in Globes. Okay, he started entering he wanted to enter the Anala shoes market, and today he said that he's out of it with a loss of 2.9 million euros in 4 years, which is a lot, because he entered a market that he has no advantage in, and Nike said that they're going to stop working with him, and yada, 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 yada. Okay, so he tried to spread all over, and he lost money. Did I answer you, Eli?
Yeah, just another question from what you said. It might be a little bit deep. So if it's a long answer, so just cut me.
We're deep people. Go for it.
How does a company decide on what vector should it go? Like in Mobileye, how did you decide to, like, how do you decide your strategy in simple words? Based on data, based on guessing, based on.
So based on what I'm just showing you now, and first, and then you need, this is just one part of it. This is the most fundamental part. Then you need to understand the deeper the market you're operating and your position. Is it a B2C market or B2B? It's a completely different set of criteria that you apply to this. We don't have time to go over this, okay? But you're B2C or B2B. Are you a tier 1 or tier 2? Is there a regulation around your industry as a market driver? Because if there is regulation, that it completely changed the way that you make business. Completely. That's pretty much it.
I think that's really a really important point you made, where
Thank you.
If you have regulation on your sector, then the government and regulators are also a target audience, even though they don't buy anything from you. But you have to somehow address their needs, their pain points, their interests, because there is sort of a customer, even though they don't buy anything from you.
They're not just a customer, they're also a partner, because regulation is what you would call a market driver. Okay, you need to make the regulation on your side to take advantage of it, not just to look at regulation as something limiting you. Okay, every limitation is also an opportunity. If I'm a scooter company and now there's a regulation to wear helmets, I can look at it as a limitation on me. Oh no, they changed the market. Now they have to wear helmets, my users, or I can look at it as an opportunity. Okay, now there's a market driver. Now I'm gonna add helmets to every scooter, and if you want to put on the helmet, you're gonna pay me another shekel for every minute. Okay, because you're gonna get a fine if you cut without a helmet. So every limitation could be also an opportunity. And you need to remember that. And you need to know how to translate it to an opportunity. More questions? Okay, let's talk about
Adam,
yes.
Adam, from your strategy, from your point of view, the idea is to dominate a niche and to be very good at one aspect, and from there to have a base to grow to maybe other areas, right?
Yes, I'm not sure about the word niche. It depends. But yes, you need to be focused. In my eyes, you need to do only the things that you can be the best in the world at.
Yeah. That's the niche I meant.
Yeah. Yes. And my hidden assumption here is that it is a very, very competitive world. Meaning that you don't have time to do 10 things and be mediocre at. Because in each of those things, a newcomer will come and kick your ass. In order for you to survive and succeed, more than survive, you need to be the best in the world at what you do. Okay, this is the only way today to remain alive. For example, look at Nokia. That maybe some of you don't even know Nokia. But Nokia dominated the phone market, completely dominated the phone market. If you were a person with two hands and an ear, you had a Nokia on planet Earth. And today they don't exist. And this is across all markets, all industries.
So in Mobileye, what makes you guys, let's say, one step ahead is the technology advantage, right? And maybe the partners that you already have in the manufacturing side, because the proof of concept is so good, so you gain the trust. But your pillar of innovation is basically your advantage here, right? If you show those 4 steps, those 4.
Yeah. So I'm not going to talk about Mobileye because this is like not a Mobileye session where we can take it offline, but I'll just say in short that when we started, definitely our driver was the product innovation, the technological innovation. Today, this advantage is still very, very on the table, but less clear because we see Waymo, we see Cruise. Then we have other things that we need to elevate in terms, like in distribution, like you said, okay? Our pre-agreements with car manufacturers, the data that we already collected that helps us map the world in a very high level of quality, which is what you need in order to run an autonomous vehicle, okay? So yeah, we need to leverage other assets around the circle of distribution rather than the square of innovation. Moving forward, or?
I just want to say that it's 8:15, so we definitely can move forward, but
yeah, I'll ask you guys, what do you want to do? We have like influence channels to talk about, which means how should I get to the clients? Top down, bottom up, collaborations. I can run through this really, really quick, or we don't have enough time to do it properly. So we can either maybe do it next time, or we can run through this quick. What do you guys prefer? Or Galina, you're the boss. Tell us, what do you prefer?
I want the audience to decide.
It's
their time.
It's better to do something properly than rough and fast. I would love to come to another webinar. Hopefully, not in my car, but.
So Adam, maybe you should decide how to move on with whatever you wanna approach to us. I mean, maybe we could do a second phase, and now for this first phase, you decide what we should have. I think, right?
You're talking to me or to Galina?
To you and to Galina, both of you.
So let's maybe finish here, because I would hate just running on it. You will have more questions than answers. That's a shame.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think that we can take like a couple of extra minutes for questions or an open discussion if you have something to ask. I will send the presentation with the recording if you want. Definitely, it is like if Adam agrees to share it with you. And I think we can maybe later decide on making the second phase of this deep dive.
Yeah,
I think it would be a good idea to have another go for this, because we just, as I sense, we just touched the subject. There are lots more to it, so we have the whole picture, and then I am sure there will be more questions.
Okay. So any questions or comments?
The comments, it was very interesting. It's very interesting. We would like to know more.
Okay. I heard Vladimir.
Thanks, Adam, and to Galina also. I was sure I was going to miss the session, and I said, what the hell? I'll attend in my car, and I'm not disappointed. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Galina, please feel free to, if you don't care, forward the guys my email, my LinkedIn, my phone, and you guys feel free to contact me, okay? Really, it would be my pleasure.
Okay, maybe do a follow-up meetup to maybe cover it, or
so that's Galina. That's on Galina's table.
Yes, I think that we will figure out how to do it, to invite only like today's audience or everyone, how it will be like. We will discuss with Adam and with our team on what can we do to continue this amazing talk. I have to say it was very professional from both sides, and thank everyone for engagement. And Adam, thank you very much for examples and for the content. So and
thank you. You guys are amazing. Great questions. I was afraid I'm gonna have the Kite Shalavia here. It was very interesting.
Will we have in the YouTube the recording of the session?
Yes, it will take I would say a couple of days, but because of the holidays, it will maybe take a little bit longer to upload the video. I will try to do it as fast as we can.
To the YouTube.
And yes, we will post to our YouTube channel, and also send the link to everyone and on our LinkedIn group. So the recording you will get, and the presentation, and we will think what to do next.
Galina, I'm from the digital marketing course. So how do I contact you for the presentation and Adam recording?
I will send it. Anyway, if you didn't get it, reach me out on LinkedIn or email to Alumni Center. Before we go deep into details, do you have any questions to Adam on the subject or something you want to say?
Yeah, I would like to ask something.
Good.
Adam, if you work in a company that work internationally in few countries, sometimes the elements that you are talking about is different in every country, and sometimes it's really hard in a matter of business development to ask your company to change the way we act and change the way we think and about our market, because it changes between each and every country. And of course, I'm talking about my country that I work in, Israel. It's something that you have experience with. I don't know if in Mobileye or something else, something that you can add information about.
So just to understand, to make sure I understood your question, you're saying what happens if I operate in several geographies, not markets, and every geography has a different need, culture, ecosystem. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic question. The short answer is that you must democratize and localize your strategy. Okay, not every kid is the same. Meaning that you, as the director of strategy or the parent, okay, you can have guidelines that you believe in, that you understand, but every market that you operate in, every geography that you operate in is a different kid. And you have to make the correct adaptations to it. The Chinese market is completely different than the German market.
Yeah. I think it's answer also one of the questions that somebody asked. Why would the company go into a place that there are a lot of competitors? Sometimes because they are working worldwide and they just want to penetrate to another country. Not all the time they take all of it in consider, or they have already the product that works in one country and they want to copy something, copy paste. Not all the times.
By the way, democratizing, just to add, when I say democratizing, it means you have to put your money where your mouth is, okay? It means that you need local teams doing marketing and local teams doing strategy and local teams doing sales, not just pawns that receive emails from headquarters and you tell them that they're independent. It needs to be for real, because every kid is the same, is different.
For sure, I get it. Thank you, man.
Like you mean localized strategy for each market. That's what you meant, democratized.
Strategy, or it could be sub-strategy, but it should go through the filter of geography. A lot of American companies, okay, you look at, there's another issue that we didn't talk about, but it's a whole other issue of M&A, acquisitions, okay? And you look, you see two types of acquisitions in the markets, if I'm simplifying it. Acquisitions that work well and acquisitions that work terribly wrong. One of the main reasons for the difference is that the giants, usually the Chinese or the American, they come with their corporate strategy and their understanding of the world, and they swallow the startup, okay? And they tell them, this is what you do. This is the strategy. And 9 out of 10 times, it doesn't work. What corporates have learned to do today is to keep even the brand name the same as the startup. Keep it an independent company, operates with independent people, deciding their own independent strategy within the country. because you cannot expect, I mean, this is a serious thing. You need to know what you're talking about. It's not enough to come buy a company, swallow it, and expect everything to work the same.
Can you say in a few words, what are you doing like in your day-to-day job? Just from interest.
Yeah. Wow, I don't even know where to begin with. It's a lot of outward facing job on one hand. It's a lot of market research, competitive analysis, talking to potential global strategic partners. And then the flip side of it is a lot of internal work to give business product requirements to product, to sharpen the message and strategy with the marketing department, to understand on one hand where the market is headed for in the next 5 years, and then check internally that our technology is aligned. Okay, because maybe now we look at regulation in the German market, they're going to stop with 3G. Everything is going to go to 5G. Technologically, we need to make sure that our cameras, our units that are connected, can work on 5G. Okay, this is the job of the business. And then they incorporate, of course, operations and products. But it's about corresponding what happens in the world and what happens in the market, in short.
Interesting.
Yeah, in the world and in the company, I meant, sorry, not in the market.
Thanks.
And a lot of presentations and a lot of talking. Sometimes it's tiring, but it's fun.
And Adam, do you as Mobileye, the company, do you still hold this technological advantage upon other competitors like the Chinese, like or BYD, all those big companies that are running there, or the Americans?
The short answer is yes, but it's like we're not going to talk about Mobileye now because
yeah,
it's not a Mobileye session. Yeah.
Okay.
But we are the best in the world of everything we do. In everything we do.
The best of the best.
The best of the best.
What an ambassador of the company. Wow.
Indeed.
So it feels that you have a lot to talk about offline, like out of the record. And as I understood, you are really welcome to send a friend request to Adam on LinkedIn and talk to him. I also sent his email here on the chat, and we'll also share with you. So I think that we need to wrap up, and it's great that you have a lot of questions, and you raised very good questions, like and topics to discuss.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, Adam, for taking us into this world of business development and analyzing the clients and the market. It's pretty important for like a lot of roles in high-tech industry, not only in high-tech industry. So I believe that you all got some insights from today's lecture, and hope we'll meet again at the same forum or in another like case or reason. So if you have something, Adam, to say in the end, let's like finish this conversation.
Maybe
Thank you,
one
Adam.
last
You're a
2
very
cents.
interesting person.
Thank you. Just one last 2 cents that even if you're not doing strategy for a company, I think it's a very important tool because every department, every job, every position has its own also micro strategy. And you can apply these tools to customer success, to sales, to marketing, and really elevate your performance.